Hey guys, it is Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Got a big one today. We're going to learn how to do Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. So this obviously has got some interesting effects as well on this, kind of like an octave pedal, namely. And it is in an interesting tuning. It's an open A tuning. So I'll kind of show you guys how to get into that, and we'll go through the song, kind of note for note, all the slide stuff, even though I hate playing slide guitar. I'm going to suffer for you guys. Before I get into it though, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring that notification bell so you know when I release a new video, so you can like and comment and help me out here on YouTube. And if you actually like what I do here on YouTube, and you kind of want to support me the best way you can, the best way to do it is actually join my Guitar Academy, which is not on YouTube. You'll actually see a link to that in the description below. It's my GL365 Academy. It's my own guitar school, online guitar school, containing all my guitar courses. You click a link below, you get a free 7-day trial, so you can try it out. All my courses cover everything from complete beginner courses to more advanced courses on technique, improvisation, ear training, theory, and guitar tone. You also get personalized support from me, and I go live every week, like a live video chat just with Academy members every week as well, so you can get a lot of help from me either via email or in those live chats. So please go check it out. All right, so let's jump into the track. So first of all, the tuning. So we're in an open A. So three of the strings are changed from standard tuning. So first we have just the normal E string, low E string, and then an A string. From there though, the D string is going to be tuned up a whole step to E. And then the G string is tuned up a whole step to A. And then the B string is tuned up a whole step to C sharp. And then the high E is an E, just like normal. Okay, so it's basically the strings 2, 3, and 4 that are tuned up a whole step each. And that'll give you an A with this octave thing. It sounds horrible. Let me see if I can, oh well. You guys get the point. All right, so let's start here with this. We're gonna start with this octave part. Now, I have an octave pedal on here, just bringing the note down an octave here. So everything I do here is brought down. So that's what he's doing there to kind of get that sound. He's got an octave pedal. I think he's actually using a Digitech Whammy. So anyway, let's start with the actual melody he's playing. You don't actually have to have that. It still sounds fine just in the normal octave without the thing. But it's at the 7th fret on the A string. Then you pick that again, then up to 10, then back down to 7, 5, then 3, and 2. So over time, 7, you're gonna hit that twice, then up to 10, back down to 7, then 5, 3, 2. So that's the verse. So as he starts singing, he starts sliding into that 10th fret there instead of just jumping to it like that. He goes. So it's pretty much the same slide up to that 10. So after you do that a while, we're going to transition out of this by kicking in the distortion pedal. So no more octave pedal on there. So a little bit of distortion here. And then we do the slide. So that little transition there we're going to play here at the 3rd fret on the low E string and the 5th fret on the A. So a G power chord there. And we're just going to just hit a series of downstrokes, and you're just going to mute it. It's kind of an 8th note feel. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just slightly muting that here at the right in front of the bridge. So it's not like this. And then we get to an A major chord, and he plays this simply by playing the 4 middle strings completely open. So you don't have to play no fingerings there, so that's pretty easy, right? And that gives them time to get the slide thing ready. And then we have that first slide section, which looks like this. All right, so that your slide actually obviously has to be used on your pinky finger so you can go right back and forth between the other parts in the song. All right, so that slide part is just going to be across at the 7th fret here at across the D, G, and the B strings. Then up to the 10th fret across those strings. Then back down to 7. So it's the same frets that we did out here. You're just now playing it with a slide across the B, G, and the D strings, the same frets though. Now, the second time through, the ending is slightly different. So he changes the melody there. So that's the same at the beginning of it. Down to the 5. But when we get to the 3 here, instead of going 3, 2, it goes 3, back to 5, back down to 3, and then 2. So it's a little extended ending there. So all together, both parts together. And then just repeat that. And then the same thing that we did to transition into the slide part ends it. All right, so we basically go back to the same kind of octave, kind of dropped octave verse riff that we did earlier, just on a clean tone. They do that kind of the same amount of time and transition back into the distortion backing. And then we go into the slide solo from there. So let me play through the slide solo for you, and then I'll show you how to play it note for note. So here we go. All right, so we're gonna start here with this, just that kind of the same thing we started the other slide part with, just those 7s across the D, G, and the B. And then slide up to the 12th fret. You're really kind of mainly going for the notes on the D string here at the beginning of this melody, but he's also hitting the notes, the G string a little bit some of the time, not every time, but you hear that go with it, that means he's hitting the G string with it. So like right there. So he comes up to the 12th fret on the D string, hits it a few times, and then up to 15, and you're gonna catch the G string with it too, and then 14. Where this. And then back to the 7. And then we do this. So that melody, once again, catching the D and the G mostly. That's 12, 15, 17, 15. And then back to 17, back to 15, and 14. So we have this. All right, then back down to the 7 again, and then back to 12. So it's just like 12 a couple times. 15, back to 12, and then back to 15, 14. And then the next time, you just like the second time through when we did. So that we repeat that way of playing it. So it looks like this all for the first 4 times of going through. All right, now the second half looks like this. So that's the first phrase of it. So we're sliding into the 15th right there on the B. Then over to 15 on the high E string. Then back to 15 on the B. And then slide into, you're sliding into the 15 on the high E and the B together. And then down to 14. On those 2 strings. So we have this. So when the melody is on the high E string, a lot of times he's going to catch the same note on the B string. Okay, so we have this. It's on the B string, so it's by itself. All right, and then we have this. So that starts on the 15th right there on the B string again. Then 15 on the high E. Then 17. Back down to 15. Then back to 17. Back to 17. And then back down to 15 and 14. So it's kind of just like what we did earlier. All right, and now we have this. So that's a little bit different. We're going to slide into 15 on the B string, and then over to 14 on the high E string, and then back to the 15, and then you're going to slide on 15 on the B, I'm sorry, and then slide up to the 17th fret on the high E string, and then back down to 14. And once again, when you're doing the notes, you can hear the B string in there as well. So this. And then the end of the solo. Well, almost the end of the solo. So that little slide into the 15th right there on the B string, then back over to the 14 on the high E. And then back to 15 on a couple times on the B string. Then back to the 14 on the high E string. Down to 12. Then over to 11th fret on the B string. And then 10. So we have this. And now the end of the solo. So that's just those 3 strings again across the D, G, and the B again, that major chord. And then move that up to 12th fret. And then we have just the regular E power chord down there, the open E string, and second fret there on the A string. So that's about it for the sections. There's nothing new after that part. I don't know, does it actually end after that? I'm not even sure. Anyway, but that's kind of the main two sections here. We have the just that octave, kind of dropped octave verse part on a clean tone, and then we have that main slide part, and then we have the slide solo. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.